Hi everybody, quick video on how to write equations of trig curves. Here is my parent function of y equals sine of x. If I ask you to write the equation of the blue function, it looks like a sine curve to me. There is no phase shift, so the function has not shifted left or right. The midline is still at 0, so the function has not moved up or down any, but it does appear stretched. So I'm going to put in some points here. And if you look, the x values haven't changed, but the y values have changed. They've gone from 1 up to 3. So it appears that it's being stretched by a factor of 3. For the sine curve, that stretching is called an amplitude. So the amplitude is going to be 3. So the blue function is y equals 3 times sine of x. Okay, new function. The red one is cosine of x. And let's just assume that the blue one is also a cosine function. If you look, there's no shifting left or right. It definitely is stretched, and it also appears to be flipped. So let's look at a couple points. I have pi and -1, and then unfortunately the top point got cut off, but it's also pi and +4. So the y values have changed. Not only have they been stretched by a factor of 4, but there's also a negative in there, which makes it flip across the x-axis. So the stretching part is the amplitude. So it's going to be y equals -4 cosine of x. Now, what if I decided that this was not a cosine function, but a sine function? So here's y equals 4 of sine of x. And I put 4 because I knew it was stretched by a factor of 4. There's no numbers on the outside because it's not moved up and down any, but there does appear to be a if I wanted to write a sine function, there looks like there should be a phase shift. So let's throw in a couple points. Notice that the y values this time hasn't changed, but the x values have. So if I want to move the green curve over so it lays on top of the blue curve, I'm going to have to shift it to the right. So that in my mind reminds me, land of opposites, inside the parentheses, it's going to be minus. So it's going to be x minus. And if I go from pi over 2 to pi, it's pi over 2 times. So I'm going to shift it to the right by pi over 2. So inside the parentheses, I write x minus pi over 2, and then the graphs line up. All right, I want you to try a couple that are posted for you and finish the Desmos, and then come see me if you have any help, if you need any help.